I need to get this out there in case somebody doesn't know how to know if fruit is fresh, especially if it's pineapple or like strawberries or something. If it smells like really good wine, if it smells like you can get crunk off of it, if it smells like a bad Saturday night alone in your bed while you're snuggling all your cats, or something that you can pair with sushi, it needs to be thrown out. Because I smelled that and I instantly thought I could probably get drunk off of this. Hey everyone, Kaizo here with another video. How are you guys doing today? I feel amazing. I just woke up about a half hour ago from recording this video. So right now I am just looking through. I kind of just logged in right now. Maybe some of my friends are online, I don't know, but maybe we'll see some of their messages on chat, you know? Because that seems to happen a lot. Okay, hold up. Yeah, there we go. Nobody's ever on channel 2, I swear. I finally changed my mobizen circle photo. It's Avnore. I mean, obviously, Alice Margatroyd is always going to be best girl in Toho for me, because I love her fighting style in Scarlet Weather Rhapsody and such. But, you know, I just have to change it. I gotta be with my husband, you know? For this video, let me go over a few things on my end that I have updated. So, I'm pretty sure people have seen this, but I have maxed out Leo, of course. I mean, I did max him out when he was level 70, but with all the reroll stones coming in, I managed to decide to reroll his dark slot, which I probably should have done earlier with K. But the thing is, I've been trying to get a whirlwind slot just so I can give him my dragon bone, because it has 12% critical damage. I mean, look at this. Look at this. 12% critical damage. That is really, really freaking high. It's higher than my encompassing soul with 10% critical damage. And I want him to use it because penetration seems to be the main thing that he lacks on my end. Obviously my fault. I'm not entirely sure how to build him, but you know, it's the best I could do. I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but I did say that I was going to build Ash, and I have finally built him. However, his stones aren't there yet, but I had a really awkward build. This one was a dark action speed, I think, and then this one was critical damage, of course. And I put Judgment Radiance on him because I have no use for this. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing with this stone, but I gotta find some sort of use for it, because, yeah. It's been here for a while, ever since I got Belle. I'm still thinking of maybe building Belle. Nah, it'll break my husband though. Challenge. This is my Kyrian team, but that's not what I'm going to talk about right now. What I'm going to talk about at this moment is, with the new changes to the swirly evolutions brought up to me by Itsuga, it's a lot cheaper to evolve your swirlies and 5-star all the swirlies and plus 160 all your players. Thank you for that. Thank you for bringing that up, Itsu. And because of that, I've gotten a lot more players at plus 160. However, I've been really lazy at farming, so I haven't gotten everybody at plus 160. But the one investment that I am proud of that I have made 160 is... Y'all thought I was playing when I said I was gonna build him, huh? But as you can see, this is my build for him. I moved the Terranox blood from Choi to put it on Teddy because for some reason he gets a lot stronger with it. And I have no regrets whatsoever, because you know what? He's still strong, he still does decent damage, he still is usable in Coliseum of Trials, he's still usable in that special players only bullcrap. So I have no regrets on this whatsoever. Change my mind. Change my mind right now. I know that I give him a lot of love because I call him Baehoon, but sometimes you just gotta come to the fact that he's trash, okay? I do have my stars tiers on him, and his stones are on here right now. However, his green slot is not powered up because I had to move that. And the red reflex is really only there because of the stars tiers. Duh. I mean, he's supposed to be critical resistance anyway, right? But the only reason why I bring this up is because even though he is at 160, even though I do have him built, I don't know why he has power as high as his vitality, but the only reason why I bring him up is because I'm actually planning on replacing him. Well, not replacing him per se, but like kind of having an alternate. And that alternate is...
결과가 보이는군.
Yep, I'm actually building Lucian. If anybody has any tips that I can use for him, I'm kind of thinking maybe I should get like a decreased damage build because, I don't know, my team isn't really built for critical resistance, to be honest, because, you know, they still crit anyway, even though everybody does decrease the crit rate of the striker by a lot, by like 100%. I think that's a lot. It's a lot to me, but, you know, yeah, this is my stone build for him right now. I think the way that I built it at this moment is DR based, which is decent because he does have 40% DR in the goalkeeper position with my normal team. And to me, that's very nice. I like it. Yeah, I'm really glad about the change to this. Because before, it increased his action bar by like 30% whenever he's attacked. And I was like, what the hell? Why are you giving him action bar when he's a goalkeeper? But then I realized, wait, some people do use him as a defender. I'm rambling again, but it's how I work, I guess. Now, I'm not entirely sure who the last PvP reward was. I have a feeling it was Furion, but let me double check. Okay, yeah, I think it was Furion because he was not at that many superbs when I got him. Like, he's been at really low superbs before. So, I'm thinking the next PvP reward will be Labrat Ravian. You know, that little... yeah.
나랑 해볼게요?
She's at 1 superb. I haven't worked on her because husbando. Although I do think I should, maybe? I'm not sure, but still. One person did add me. I do have to say, if you're going for mono whirlwind husbando, it's going to be really, really hard because there aren't that many options to choose from in just one element unless you're Ardor. And even then, Ardor has some subpar husbandos with not that much utility. I'm looking at you, Scott! So, the reason why I bring that up is because this video is going to be me revisiting a couple of videos that I did about 6 months ago. Obviously, I'm still pretty low tier, but still, it's progression, okay? It's progression, and I feel like I need to redo it because those last videos that I did were not in full detail. And I really do want to go in full detail, just like how I did with Chindo, just like how I did with Avnore, just like how I did with Chrono, twice! So this is going to be a little bit of a WDI revisit to Parabellum. How about that? Yeah?
그건 내 허락이 필요할 것 같군.
I already have your permission, shut up. Okay, so, as you can see, I got a lot on Parabellum, okay? A lot. Got the plus 160, got the amplifications from, you know, multiple rewards. I'm hoping maybe, you know, I get 30 amplifications before he gets to 69 clovers, because I'm trying to make my team, instead of 99 clovers, it's gonna be 69 clovers, because memes. Anyway, now that I do have a lot more knowledge about how this works compared to before, like 6 months ago, we're gonna go ahead, well, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Parabellum and why he is one of the only options that we have for a husbando team. Monolight, maybe, not so much, but definitely for mono husbando, he's one of the best that we got. Okay, so we know the drill. Active skill, passive skills, stone setup, my stone setup actually, unique stones that he can use, and the reason why he's on my team. Without further ado, let's get started, shall we? So I'm gonna go ahead and do something different. I'm gonna start off talking about his ace. So his ace increases the pass effect and max HP of light players by 45% and 35% respectively. If you've seen my old Parabellum video, you would see that it was 40% and 30%. It's a 5% increase from last time. And the reason why I use it a lot is because the thing is, I have a lot more light players on my team than I did with Ardor players, where it's gotten to a point where I can actually run Ardor Light Husbando. However, with the light players that I have, you know, Michael, Virgil, Kay, he's basically the best one out of all of them for light players because it actually helps Kay indirectly with the HP increase, and he already has somewhat decent pass, relatively speaking. Not Parabellum, I mean Kay, but Kay has decent pass, relatively speaking, so it would give a lot more firepower to anybody who's in the backline, you know, like 500 or something. I think that's high. Obviously not Black Tortoise high, who passes for like friggin' 800, but still pretty high. It's decent, okay? It's decent. With the Ace Burst, he gets the 72 and 56. However, I can't do Light Husbando because I'm pretty sure Hero's underage. He's like 12 or something. I don't know. So, let's go ahead and start talking about his skills. Active skill, Revelation 3, increases action bar by 100%, increases the pass effect that they receive by 40%, and the attack power by 60%. Basic. That's the best way that I can describe this. The attack power is good if you don't rely on getting a critical hit on the goalkeeper. So, let's say if you're up against Kirna or something, then yeah, this is okay if your striker already has 100% penetration. Babby only reaches 87 with the active, so that's kind of subpar. However, it's decent for what it does on my team. I'm over here trying to justify how attack power is just as good as getting critical damage and penetration and crap, but we all know that I only use him as a passer. The only other person that I have is Scott, and I don't even use him anymore, because I don't even have frickin' Balthion, because Balthion's a second passive skill. Second, we're going to talk about his passive skills. His first one is Escape Risk, basic, recovers 40% HP with a pass. Now, the thing is, this is why I want to call him a discount Scylla, because with Escape Risk, it's just 40%. It's a basic skill, even Scott has it. Scott sucks, I'll tell you that right now. Meanwhile, Scylla has that same thing, except she also recovers the action bar by 20%, which is like a line buff, line recovery sort of thing. And then with Crest of Wisdom, she recovers her HP by 30%, and she gives the team 20 spirit. Apparently we're not using percentages anymore, but still, she gives spirit on pass without the use of a pass stone, so you don't entirely need to have that double red pass stone on her, which is usually the go-to. I mean, you can, but, you know, I don't see why, because she already recovers a crap ton of spirit if you put Praise Sentence on there. But yeah, with this and that and the attack formation, ugh. That's why I call him a discount Scylla, because yeah, he recovers more HP, but he doesn't recover the spirit, so it's like a lesser version of Sailor. So, discount Scylla. However, there is a bright side to this. If you manage to build Parabellum to be tanky, then it's actually a lot more useful because he has super gravity immunity, which means that he's not going to be affected by that decreased recovery effect. He is always going to be able to recover fully, and it's glorious. Well, it's good watching it. However, my Parabellum seems to go down in one hit, so it doesn't really matter to me that much. His second passive is Besiege 2. This increases the attack power and critical rate of the allies within the position by 25%. I feel like he's mainly just there to increase the attack power of your allies, because that seems to be a running theme. However, that's also because he is a light passer, and due to my understanding, that's kind of like the go-to for light passers. They increase the attack power, and then Dark does critical damage for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, basic totem. If you need to increase your line's power, definite yes, because I used to do that when he wasn't maxed out. I had this one, and then I maxed out Chrono's totem, and then that was like, it brought Babby up to 100% critical rate, so I was like, oh, okay, that's good. And then the attack power increases, I was like, oh, that's even better. Turns out it does matter. Ha 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 ha. That was an awkward laugh. Let me stop. But yeah, definitely, you know, something you should prioritize when you're using Parabellum. Unless you want him to recover a lot, then escape risk would be your priority, but still, he's pretty squishy, in my experience. His last passive, Pledge of Brilliance, if you've seen my post-patch notes thing, that video, I was like freaking out. I was having a coffee. I was freaking out even more than I should have, because instead of increasing both the action speed and pass effect by 30% total, we get always start the match at 30% action bar, increases the action speed by 25%, and pass effect by 40%. He doesn't really get a lot of pass effect, like say Baltheon, because his bitch ass increases it by 100%. But you know, it's still good. But this is what makes me call him Scylla and Nari's love child. Because we got Scylla right here, and here, because I'm pretty sure Scylla has that same totem in attack formation. Okay, almost. Oh hey, he's actually better than Scylla in one aspect. Haha, that's awesome. So, with Nari, she increases the action bar of herself by 60% whenever she makes a pass. Oh, and she always starts the act at 20%, I think. Yeah, always starts at 20%, increases the reflex by 30%, and then she recovers 40% action bar with a pass. So, you know, she's ridiculously fast at getting passes. I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be getting a lot of spirit at the same time. So, she's like a passing spirit generator. But yeah, it's 10% action bar than Nari, which is great. And that does give a little bit more options on what stone to use. Well, never mind, it doesn't give him a lot of options. But the thing that I want to explain with this is that, just in case nobody else knows about this, like I didn't know about it until I started trying it, but with Pledge of Brilliance, since it says always start the match at 30% action bar, it does not stack with Kevin or Junice's quick start, because that says always start at 20% action bar, right here. Always start at 20%. With that wording, now I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Still kind of play Yu-Gi-Oh! If there's anything that game has taught me, it's how to read rulings. And since they both say start at, they cancel each other out. And that is the reason why you don't run Junice with Parabellum. Because he's just going to start at 30% action bar regardless. He's not going to get faster than that. Okay? And I hope that does clarify some things. Now, with the pass effect by 40%, it's decent. Obviously, again, it's not like friggin', what was it, Baltheon, 100% pass effect, or anybody else who increases it by 60 or 80 or some other whack-ass percentage. But it's still decent, it's still usable. It does what it does, okay? That's all I can say about it. Yes, I do use him. Yes, I did invest in him. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, he's like the best option for anything. You should like invest in him for everything because he's amazing. No, I'm not gonna do that. I use him, I know my experience, I'm gonna tell y'all what my experience is. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and go into the Spirit Stone build, okay? Blam! Now, before I used to have a light reflex and an ampoule from Canral, but as you can see right now, I have a Bond of Silence, and that increases the action bar by 20% with a pass, passive activity by 45%. I have a Dark Steel, which is just a little bit strange to me, but honestly, it does give me a reason why I should keep that dark slot, And we have the obligatory 2 red passes because why not? He doesn't recover spirit on his pass as much as anybody else, so double red pass for someone like Damien or someone with a 1.5 bar active like Char or Shanti, yeah, that's definitely needed because with that pass, he recovers 70% 70% spirit, and it's somewhat enough for him to mitigate that cost if you have 2 bars of spirit. Now the reason why I changed from Ampul from Canrao to Bond of Silence is because even though Ampul from Canrao does provide 12% critical rate, I don't think that's enough. Okay, so I'm that person who thinks if it's not enough, I might as well not use it. So I decided to take that off, decided to put that on the side for somebody else in case I get Balthion or some sort of Husbando passer in the future updates. That new player, I'm really hoping is a Light Dark Husbando assist because I cannot live without a Light Dark Husbando. I need that in my life. But so with Bond of Silence, the reason why I say this is his only Spirit Stone is because of the action bar by 20% with a pass. Since it says recovers the action bar by 20%, this means that he is going to have 50% action bar after he makes a pass, which is really fast. It's like that same logic that I had with Zhenlong, except he's actually not as fast, you know? But yeah, Bond of Silence, 20% action bar, he's a lot faster. And then I have Yonghae at the front. He starts at 30% action bar as well. However, I don't have a good stone for him yet. I'm still using Wise Man's Trail because this is the only other thing that I have. But so if Yonghae doesn't have enough, like if there's not enough spirit for Yonghae to give Parabellum enough spirit, after the keeping the ball active, Parabellum can just pass it to Yonghae, and then he can pass it back, and then Parabellum can active to the striker, and then blam, profit. However, that's only for manual and PvE, so if it's auto, I'm screwed. I have to say it right now. I'm screwed if it's auto. So, for people who are planning on using Parabellum, okay? I feel like I'm the only person who has invested in him like this, so my recommendation for Parabellum is if you want to re-roll for him, always go for, like, I would say try to go for Whirlwind, but if you end up getting another stone, that's okay. Just give him one of those generic passer stones. If you manage to re-roll him for a dark slot like I did, this is the setup that I use. This works rather well for me. But if you did not re-roll him, then the best choice for him would be Bond of Silence, because that's the only other passer stone that he has. You would want him to be a lot faster. I don't know why you would want to build him to be a tank, because that does mitigate all of the pass effect that he can get. But at the same time, you know, it does give him a lot more action bar if you use this stone. Now, if you didn't re-roll him, you would have a light slot here, because, you know, that's a slot. You'd have a light slot here, so the best options for this slot would be light reflex and light defense, because for defense, okay, defense increases the action bar by 10% whenever he's attacked, and I don't think that specifically has a cap on it. I'm not entirely sure, I have to check that out again. And for light reflex, it's because, well, in my experience, right now he has 1200 reflex, okay? 1200, well, almost 1200. It's a lot of reflex, somewhat. Decent reflex, because I know some people have like 3000 for some reason, but he has decent reflex. It would be a little bit easier for him to counterattack people, and that 50% regeneration on counterattack is very much appreciated, because if you're running a spirit heavy team like I am, then you're gonna need that spirit, okay? Now we're gonna go ahead and talk about possible spirit stones that he can use, because why not? I mean, he's an assist, there's not many options, but it's just kind of just need to go through with it, you know? What's really interesting for me is that he only has Light and Ardor slots before he gets re-rolled, and with the new stones, I'm thinking maybe I'll just like make a list of what other people in my previous videos can use what with these new stones, but I don't know. I think it'd be kind of a waste of time for me, honestly, because it should be obvious, right? Haru can use... Did I ever do a WDI Haru? Oh gosh, that should be my next video. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Oh my goodness, everybody and their mother, everybody uses this stone. I don't seem to like it, but that's also because I've never had to use it. I never got the chance to get it, so this is just a toss-up. If you don't want him to like get ridiculous pass effect or recover a lot of spirit on a pass, then go ahead and use this stone if your other passer doesn't really have much going for them. Honestly, I'm not sure if there is ever a time that you would need him to co-op. He's usually off to the side, like left or right. This is a stone that I actually do like now, since I did end up getting 2 of them. And the thing is, it says adds a 40% bonus to the action bar at the start. So that's 40%, and it adds to the 30%. It should get him to 70% action bar. However, I did put this on Yonghae, and it did not seem to work. He was still starting at 40%. No, he was still starting at 30% action bar for some reason. So I'm starting to think that maybe this stone actually does not work with the quick start and other stuff, because it says adds a bonus to the action bar at the start. So since it's a starting, it doesn't get added, but I don't know, it's some sort of weird loophole thing. Somebody's gonna have to test this out more, but that's best I can do. This is a fun one if you want him to be a tank, I guess. However, penetration does beat him. But it is extra reflex, so if you're not too like obsessive with recovering spirit on attacks, I would give this a try. Sorry, just drinking coffee right now. Tastes like popcorn. It's weird. This is one of those new stones. I honestly don't like it. It decreases the incoming damage by 15% with an attack. Earth's Cry does 25% for each target, and 15% is not that much to me. Okay, it's just not that much. However, it does increase the pass effect of allies on the vertical line by 20%, so if you have a long passer at the bottom, then yeah, this would be good. But honestly, I would switch that around. Put this on your long passer so that way his pass effect can get increased. And now for the light stones, it should be really straightforward since he is an assist and he's not going to be attacking that much. Obviously, this is the only stone in his light slots that he can use because, well, that he could use effectively because of the fact that it increases the action bar by 20% whenever he makes a pass. And the pass effectivity by 45%, nice. I mean, if you really want him to attack, you can potentially use Prayer of Saint because it's 2% for every ally that is active on the field. So that's 22% increase, but I don't like it. However, I do have to say, I heard that somebody recommended this on Leon, that new defender, but I don't have Leon, I don't have this, so I don't know. If you manage to reroll him, then the choices should definitely be blaring, because you would mainly go for anything that has the increased pass effect by that much, okay? You know, Ample from Canrao, or what was it? Silent Cold. Silent Cold would be a nice. Silent Cold would be a nice one. I'm just checking out Frozen Circle. It looks cool. Okay, so my mobizen had to fix itself, but the reason why I say that Parabellum is our only choice for a Husbando team, there are so few male assists, okay? There are even less inline passers that are male. There are even less that are 5-star and above. And those very few that fit that criteria are Parabellum and Balthion, and since Balthion is only received by bullshit luck or spending $100 on this game, Parabellum is our only choice for a Husbando team. So if you're going to go mono, like, if you're ever going to do in-theme husbando teams, it has to be with a light player, unless you're not reliant on inline passing, okay? But that's how I take it. Now the way that I play, well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people do this too, but you kind of need that inline passer in order to get the ball to the striker really easily, unless you're using someone like Nabby or something. But Nabby's not a husbando, unless she's a trap, so. Would I recommend Parabellum to other people? Probably not, but it really depends on a lot of factors. The main question that I would give, if you're going to think about running Parabellum, how much are you willing to invest in this dude? Like, yes, he's in that Ginyu Force pose. Yes, he's got them thick thighs, but how much are you really willing to invest in him is the real question. Because with me, I invested so much. I put some Litras in him because I wasn't gonna wait till I got to Diamond in order to max him out. I ended up re-rolling hit for him like 3 times to get a dark slot. I ended up trying to get another stone for him, all these stones for him. I had to invest. It was a lot of gold, a lot of time. I got Bond of Silence by accident though. I was trying to get a different light stone. I got bad connection again. I ended up getting this instead of a different light stone. I'm not sure what I was trying to aim for, but it took a lot of time, took a lot of gold to try and get this stone to 15, and it took a lot to max out his chains. Well, not entirely max them out, but like activate them. Now, the reason why I say it's a lot of investment is because in order for him, in my experience, in order for him to get a lot of pass effect, at least 2,000, you need to run Michael for the chain, you need to run Parabellum Ace, you need to set up his stones like this or something, where he gets a lot of pass effect, and maybe like bonus spirit or something, I don't know, but you need to set it up something like this, and you need to have your striker with at least 70% receiving pass effect. It's not just Parabellum. It's not a one-man job for a passer to pass for above 2,000. You need a striker who has a lot of receiving pass effect as well. Or maybe Yonghi to increase the pass effect by 130%, like this. That's what I use in order to get Leo to receive 2,640, but honestly, it's a lot of investment in order to make him work, and if you are not dead set on having to use Parabellum like I did, then I can definitely tell you with the most confidence that he is not the person for you. He is not worth it. Because if you're not investing as much, if you're not really investing in Parabellum, then you're just going to be really disappointed because he's not that good of a passer. Like, I use him, I'm loyal to him, I don't really switch him out for anybody like Shura, and I do have Shura, but he's not that good of a passer. I'm sorry, but he's just not. He has the action bar potential that comes with passing with Bond of Silence, but that's about it. Alright? Yes, he does have the pass effect increase on his passive. Yes, he does have the action bar recovery that puts him at 50% action bar whenever he makes a pass. And yes, he does have super gravity immunity that allows him to abuse escape risk, but that's about it, dude. Okay? That's the only thing that's really making him good. Even remotely good. And even then, he's overshadowed by everybody who has boobs, okay? He's beaten by Sakiel, he's beaten by El Chitusa, he's beaten by Asure, he's beaten by Naomi. I'm pretty sure Naomi's better than him. I bet. I'm willing to bet that. I will build Naomi to be 7-star and max her out and get her most best stones, and I will see if she is better than him. Nah, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I mean, yeah, I'm running husband, no, I can't do that. Although I do have her at 5-star, but still, I can't do it. If you skipped around the video, if you want a TLDW he requires a lot of work for it to work. So, that is my in-depth explanation on Parabellum. I hope that this is a lot more informative than my pre-patch and post-patch videos, and I do hope that you enjoyed this video as well. You know the drill. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like to see when I upload, subscribe.
이게 뭐야?
What the hell? That was weird. But anyway, if you like this video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. If you want to know when I upload, so hit that subscribe button. And if you want me to know how I'm doing, leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!